Namaste, beloveds. I had to make room for um the rest of this video on my camera, so excuse me for the interruption in the flow of this. This is the second video, um, so everything is fine. Let's get back into it. I was just getting into what I saw in the card, and I was speaking of what I see as these fish or minnow, these baby fish being primordial, and the sand and the waters meeting, and the 6 cups, and what each one has in it, and the fact that this symbol is on this spade or this instrument of digging into the sand, and understanding that these 2 figures here are also the 2 figures here. So there is a time travel, and there is this is just a beautiful card, beloveds. And there's a lot of harmony here. And there's a lot of balance here between the yin and the yang. That each has 3 cups. He has a mushroom growing out of his. She has a flower budding out of hers. Both are filling up. She is filling up her cup. He is digging into the sand for his cup. She is on her knees. He is sitting on his knee. And the 2 of them back here are holding. Now, maturity came up in the last card. There is a lot here with the colors, with the contentment on the faces. It's just a beautiful card, beloveds. There's a lot here. This looks like the Jewish Star of David to me on this shovel, this silver shovel that he has digging into the sand. And once again, it's all very primordial with these little itty bitty fish life right here on the edge of the sand. So once again, I want to just read the description. The past, a romantic interest or friend from the past reappears. Childhood, friendship, a reconnection with a former way of life. The strength of one's roots, ancestral memory. What is lost is recovered. Reconciliation, nostalgia, memories, loyalty. And so from this card, for me, beloveds, I see us regaining ancient consciousness, ancient wisdom, ancient ways of knowing, putting ourselves back in touch with the sands of time, okay, that have been on this earth planet, and bringing ourselves back into alignment with previous consciousness that was here, previous wisdom consciousness that was here. And the fact that it says, we see the couple romantic and them playing as children, the innocence there. There is a lot there. There's a lot there that we're looking for in this time period. That, again, the first video was about the impressions, things that have been imprinted upon our spiritual conscious awareness that we are being told to pay specific attention to. Understanding that we are giving birth, creating, renewing, refreshing, regenerating our spiritual conscious awareness from its primordial states, from everything that has been. We are able now to transmute and to let it free flow as conductors. The water and the land. The tree there has very special connections as well. And that's it for this card. Let me go into loyalty. Okay, loyalty wants me to say that these things have never left us. They have always been here in the peripheral, in our conscious awareness, for us to glean, partake of, choose. And with the ego, that was the lenses which we were looking through, and which we are now aware that we are looking through, and which we have the ability to remove or push, take off, to allow our spiritual eyesight, our spiritual oneness to see truthfully the spirit of something. Okay? Meaning straight through to its creation, what it is, its essence, past the lie, past the appearance, past whatever, the conditioning and grooming, straight into its essence. And this is for the discernment, for the expansion of our spiritual conscious awareness. And this is everything coming back to us that has been in a pleasant way, in a loyal way. Okay? In a way that what we have felt was separate and was taken from us and it was unfair and blah, 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 blah. It's here. It's always been here. All we have to do is replenish our cups, renew ourselves. All we have to do is go through the time periods, the cycles, and the seasons to see what was always there, always loyal to the spiritual conscious awareness that was available, that was present, that was willing to engage, that was willing to connect and offer sacred space, sacred ground. Okay? For those seeds of conscious awareness to be planted in and to grow. That's that card. The next card is the Five of Cups. And beloveds, I did shuffle this deck, okay? The Five of Cups. So we just had the Six of Cups, and now we have the Five of Cups. And let's see what that card says. Disappointment, mourning, loss and sorrow, lingering gloom and heartache, pining over a broken or lost relationship, focusing on the negative past hurt causes one to turn away from or ignore present possibilities. That is going to be the reality for some. The other reality is what is called the reversed, or getting over a loss or disappointment, shifting attention to new opportunities after being sad about a breakup or rejection, a warning against obsession and pining over disappointments. Magical uses, using spells to represent sorrow, heartbreak, depression, or grief. Reverse it or cover with the Ace of Cups to spread healing and recovery after a loss of relationship or other heartbreak. And beloveds, as you know, I just said in the other video, this is a deck that was given to me by my niece. It's not a deck that I often use simply because I have an aversion to the word spell caster, spells, so forth and so on. because of my own upbringing and so forth. And so it's just not something that I naturally turn to. But it kind of called to me, and I'm being called to look through the arcana to see which card comes up for that, because it has a very powerful message for this topic of imprinting. So let me go through the deck and gather all the major arcana and see which one comes forth. So just hold on. Okay, beloveds, I've gathered all of the major arcana, and I am seeing which card is going to come forward. It's the High Priestess. The High Priestess. And this card, as I was going through the deck to get the major arcana, this card said I had to share it as well, and I will share it first. Okay. Wow. A lot of information kind of flowing through this, beloved. So, see this. I like that kind of light a little bit better, less yellow. Okay. Ace of Cups, beloveds. Ace of Cups. And I see first and foremost the ovaries, and I see life with the fish, and I see the yoni, and I see the butterfly, and I see the sacred grail, the chalice, and I see what's growing up out of those. And I see the moon symbols. And I see webs, beloveds. I see webs. Many, many, many webs. And so, let's see what the card says. These are beautiful cards, by the way. Ace of Cups. Okay, the Ace of Cups would be the first one in this suit. Okay, here we go. Description: the elemental powers of water, love, healing, peace, a time of plenty, creativity, an outpouring of emotion, the spirit shines, great blessings, true love, and romance. The spirit at its most malleable. Reversed: love is lost, unrequited affection, a lover's quarrel, an outpouring of emotional brings sorrow, a spiritual loss, an unfulfilled need for more affection, an expression of indifference toward or from a loved one. Magical use: use for love and romance magic, healing and mood-lifting magic, peace-bringing magic, and for spell work intended to boost creativity or to bring success in the creative fields. For me, this is a cosmic card. This is very much the divine feminine. How can I say this? Using herself as a vessel to blend the divine yin and yang essence of the divine masculine and feminine, okay? And that is going to come out as the crown and the throat, okay? From the crown and the throat. And it's going to be the phases. And it's going to be the communication. And this fish here represents the golden time or a better time. They're different from these fish down here. So this is what is taken up and magnified and golden. And it is rebirthing from the primordial. So it's coming upwards. Everything is rising, beloveds, and everything is held. But everything is, what's the word I'm looking for, Spirit? Everything is inculcating, incarnating, inoculating, incubating, optimizing, optimizing. So even if you're feeling something, the two polarities were given with this card, beloveds. The two polarities. The first one is the elemental powers of water, love, healing, peace, a time of plenty, creativity, an outpouring of emotion. The spirit shines. Great blessings, true love, and romance. The spirit at its most malleable. And you have the polarity of that. Love is lost, unrequited affection, a lover's quarrel, an outpouring of emotion brings sorrow, a spiritual loss, an unfulfilled need for more affection, an expression of indifference toward or from a loved one, magical use. Use for love, romance, magic, healing, and mood lifting magic. And spell work intended to boost creativity and to bring success in the creative fields. This card right here is giving a lot. It holds a lot, beloveds. It is a transmutation chalice. It is dealing with the waters of the world, the consciousness of the world, and it's dealing with that from a romantic standpoint. So, romantic being love, romantic being a sensual love expressed through romance, okay? And you have to decide what romance means to you. What do you, the romance that you see in this card, okay? And the color blue is very prolific here, in being that it is the color of the Mother Mary, the Israelites, the Priestess, I'm getting. So this card is very much tied to the second card that is coming, and I see why. This card, like I said, I saw it before and I'm like, oh, that's a pretty card. And then in the book, I said, oh, that's a pretty card in the book. Saw it. And then as I got the deck and was going towards the, taking out the major arcana cards to pull one from that, this card again came forth. And I knew that I had to share this card as well, beloveds. And it is very much feminine. Okay, I see yoni, I see buttocks, I see vessel, I see V. I see so much in this card. Okay? And I see the way it is coming and meeting the two worlds. It is uniting this lower bottom here and this here, this upper, the sky. So it is drawing up the essences. And this is the Ace of Cups, so that Ace is a 1. So it is beginnings, beloveds, new beginnings, new seasons. There are a total of 5 fish at the bottom of this, and the number 6 again is coming up with the fish on top. There are 5 fish on the bottom, and then you have the golden fish up top. So there is a lot here, beloveds, in this card, and dealing with impressions and imprinting, especially from the womb, the woman, okay, the ovaries, the seeds, the flowers, the bloom. There is very much here. And this romance that is coming forth is a romance with the divine. It's something that you need to have a romantic relationship with. And when you have a romantic relationship with something, or a romantic connection, there is a different vibration. That vibration is very pink, okay, because it's so new. It's pink. It's not red as in passion just yet. It's pink because of its newness. And that's funny because yesterday I reposted a post that had some beautiful words to it, and the image had a pink female figure that was kind of alien and just was very different. And I just was fascinated by the energy of the image. And I didn't really know what that fascination was. But now with everything coming forth, it is the romantic pull of spirit to know more, to bring it closer. And so, let me pause. I need to drink some water. My throat is tickling. Okay, beloveds, thank you for that. And I'm sure focus. Refocus. Beautiful card. So much. Mother Mary. The hips, the yoni. The Aquarian age. Rebirth, very primordial, reconnecting the bottom with the top, the roots, as above, so below. All of this is very nurturing, and it's giving birth to new seeds. The crown chakra, and what is the throat, is what I'm being told. And so being able to connect the throat and the crown chakra, okay, creating a beautiful violet color, okay, first of all, when you think of those two colors interacting, the violet of the crown chakra and the blue of the throat chakra. The blending of those two, okay? And understanding what this is bringing about spiritually, as far as conscious awareness, as far as allowing you to tap into the bottom, which is the crown, okay? Which has risen, and to speak it forth into this realm, into this existence, into this materialized spiritual place of conscious awareness. Okay? And so that is what this is. And understanding the unlimitedness of this, but also understanding that it is narrow as it comes up. Okay? Understand that it is being drawn. It has been siphoned from the most ancient. Okay? The next card, beloveds, this is the card that Spirit, as I was doing this, I just pulled 2 cards. But Spirit said I needed to go through the major arcana and see what card through the major arcana wanted to speak. And it is the High Priestess. It is the number 2. 2 is the High Priestess. Now, this is a 1 of Cups. So 1 of Cups, or the Ace of Cups, and the High Priestess. Okay? And I really want you to look at this card. And again, I want you to see the Marian symbols. Mother Mary. Okay? And I want you to see the baby. The ichthys. Okay? The fish, the Jesus. And let us see. We have the crescent moon. Okay? And we have, this is moon energy here. So, golden moon and silver moon. So we have a refining processes going on. We have an ancient and we have a less ancient. We have a more purified, more refined, more how can I say? When you have silver and gold, beloveds, in the alchemy of them, there is a deep exchange of the solar and the lunar. Okay? And so as you understand this, you must understand what it is saying, what it is drawing from. Let's see what the card is, what is written about the card in itself. Okay? Let's see here. This is card number 2. This is the the High Priestess. Description. The High Priestess represents the spiritual side of humanity. She is the threshold of the path of initiation, representing psychic ability, psychic vision, spiritual wisdom. Do you see why this card had me come first? Because we're speaking of imprinting spiritual upon spiritual consciousness. Everything that this card represents, this card says it. This card shows it. The High Priestess represents the spiritual side of humanity. She is the threshold of the path to initiation, representing psychic ability, psychic vision, spiritual wisdom, and mysticism. She is the spiritual side of the magical arts, the internal process of magic. While the magician actively does, the High Priestess quietly knows. And within this knowledge lies her tremendous power and potential. As the lunar goddess and the doorway into the spiritual realm, the High Priestess provides us with a link back to our origin and our essence. She represents the idea of knowledge slowly unfurling or mysteriously unraveling, and encapsulates the saying that those who ask shall be shown the way. That is the romance. That is the understanding of the devotion, the commitment, the pull of the energy, the attraction, the curiosity. Mm, the quiet knowing, the pulling, the silver strings, the waters, the pulling of the waters, the pulling of the primordial waters, the pulling of the consciousness, okay? The pulling of the spiritual consciousness in a way that the spiritual groom draws or attracts the spiritual bride to itself, okay? This is a connecting or intertwining of energy, sacred energies in the most primordial of ways, back to the beginning, when it was purest, okay? When there was no convolution, there was no muddy waters, there was only the purification and the expression and the essence of communicating freely, okay? Without the limitations of the ego. Again, beloveds, I'm seeing the chains and the chains broken. In previous videos, the devil and the lover's card kept coming up. And in those videos, the chains were very specific. They were very prominent in my sharings. And here I'm seeing these chains broken. I'm seeing these chains no longer being used to connect, but the connection being that of a psychic connection, a spiritual connection, the original connection, that which is most pure, being remembered, reintroduced, revalued, renewed, reyoked. Those are the words that are coming forth. And I can see the High Priestess doing that, providing that, purifying that. Okay, there's a lot of energy happening in this card. And you have the two pillars. I can't think of their names right now, but I know one is Boaz, and I can't think of the other one. Jeshem, I think. But look the card up, beloveds. Look the card up. And what I'll do is I will post from Wikipedia or something what the high priestess card represents, okay? And from there you can glean the knowledge of it yourself and see what spirit is saying, okay? Not just what I'm coming through me, but through many different sources. And that is the best way for you to find your personal revelations, for you to begin your personal relationship with the divine spirit, okay? With the divine Holy Spirit, and offering her a place. You become a hall of records. You become the Akashic records. They're there for you to comb through. You become a carrier for that, okay? You become a place that it is kept. You become that sacred vessel, and you become that bowl, that pipe from these two cards. Everything is here for us. And we just have to see how it correlates what is speaking to us through the signs, through the symbols, through the valuations of the numbers that come forth, through the letters themselves, through the symbols, the archetypes, through the colors, the frequencies, the seasons and the cycles that it's speaking of. This spoke of the wheel of life. Lately, we've been on the tree of life. This is no longer the tree of life. This is the wheel of life. There is a difference. And so all of this is with the topic. What are you allowing to imprint your spiritual conscious awareness? What are you aligning yourself with? What images, what wisdom, what knowledge, what lessons? What are you opening yourself to? What are you conducting through yourself? What are you relaying in this marathon race? What are you sharing? What are you exchanging? What are you attracting? What are you rejecting or denying? What is your choice for your frequency and spectrum of spiritual conscious awareness? And it is becoming much more fluid, beloveds. It's becoming much more fluid. And the ancient ichthys, the ancient fish, the ancient Pisces age has a lot there. And with the Piscean age, we have the duality, one fish swimming upstream, the other one swimming down. Okay, so that is the polarities that we were supposed to become sensitized to. The polarities is also the consciousness, the spiritual consciousness versus the ego consciousness. One swimming up, one going down. We are now getting ready to, because of the sacred alchemy of relation, attraction, the cosmic laws, we're ready to give birth to a new fish, a new consciousness, a new way, a golden way, okay? Something that has been refined and purified, and that is held between the crown chakra and the throat chakra, all through the indigo or third eye. Very powerful, beloveds. Very powerful. Let me keep going with this card. Something that is very powerful, that is, I'm told to reshare as this sentence. As the lunar goddess and the doorway into the spiritual realm, the high priestess provides us with a link back to our origin and our essence. What is she providing? This child, this consciousness. For me, that is the Christ consciousness. That is the ichthys. That is what that represents. That's that fish. That's the primordial, okay? That which the waters was in the water before the land produced the living, okay, consciousness. All of this was in the waters first, before it came upon the earth, the land. So this is an ancient consciousness that is coming forth. The fact that her finger, I don't know if you can see that clearly. Let me try to get this card in focus enough so that you can see her two fingers are on the downward triangle. That is the feminine. That is the yoni. That is the vagina. Okay? So it's coming through the divine feminine. That's what has held it. That was what was created and designed to hold it. That is, once again, taking you back to that Revelations chapter 12, where the battle between the woman and the dragon. And after the woman gives birth to the child, that's when the dragon attacks her with the waters of its consciousness, its thoughts, its feelings. Okay? And the earth herself takes absorbs those waters. Okay? And those waters hold the life forms of the water. Okay? So that dragon spewed forth. He ejected seminal waters. Okay? And instead of those seminal waters going upon the divine feminine and impregnating her or controlling her or penetrating her, it penetrated the earth. The earth opened herself up and took it all. And that is the connection between the divine feminine and the earth mother, and the knowledge and the wisdom and the essence thereof, the nature thereof, the spiritual nature thereof. Okay? And understanding why the enmity or the hatred between the dragon and the woman is also between the dragon and the earth woman, because the earth and the woman are one. Okay? The earth identified with the woman that had given birth, and she stepped up on behalf of that connection, and she took the waters, the semen, the ejaculation of the dragon into herself. And now she has to do what to that, beloveds? What do we have to do as women? We have to transmute that. We have to alchemically refine that, purify that, and give it back to the earth. We are the conduit. These cards were the first two cards there in the first video, beloveds. Everything came up. Pan, the all, becoming the wand, becoming the rod. Okay? Becoming the rod that is able to bloom, like in the Bible with Moses. Understanding the pipe and the bowl and the stem. Understanding the bowl, that which holds it all. That which holds it all, the bowl. Okay? That which holds the womb is the bowl. That which is able to produce through the divine feminine, that downward pointing triangle. And understanding the cycles and seasons of the moon. An understanding between the black and the white. Black and the silver, I'm sorry. Black and the silver. Black and the silver. That's very deep. Black and the silver. Not white. Silver. Moon. Child wrapped in green. Very powerful. Divinatory meaning, spiritual knowledge and psychic ability, the threshold of the path, the spiritual aspect of humanity, an intuitive and spiritually enlightened individual, the idea of an ideal lover, idolization, a submissive or feminine lover, spiritual seeking, initiation, psychic ability or a psychic vision, spiritual arts, feminism, secrecy, mystery, a story is slowly unfolding. Not all is being revealed. Again, beloveds, that is the Revelations 12. Okay? The woman that comes down from the heavens to the earth. Okay? And the earth allows her, connects with her, and absorbs the water that the dragon, the male dragon, spews, ejaculates, okay, uses to force his consciousness upon the woman, because he is angry with the woman for being the woman, first of all, for giving birth the way she gave birth, and having the child taken away. He couldn't kill the child. That's what he wanted to do. She protected the child. The earth protected the child. The child was taken up. The child was removed from the situation where it could be harmed. You could also say the child was taken to a future, taken and put somewhere else in the future where it would come out in the future. That is what that triangle, downward pointing triangle, is. Okay, this is a very magical card. I don't deal with magic, so to speak. I deal with wisdom. But the symbiology, the knowledge, the signs, the frequencies are all here. And they are all divinatory tools to understand and understand what is being given by the High Priestess. And this is so funny because my Venus High Priestess, who is Damascena, I think I'm saying her name right. I watched her video. She put out a video yesterday. It's on my Facebook page, and I'll try to remember to place it in my descriptions here. But she is more refined in her studies, and in her articulation of astrology through Venus herself. She's a Venusian priestess. Okay, she deals with that's very specific energy. And so I will put her information, put her Facebook page information here in my description of this reading. But the High Priestess came up in that as well. And so there's a lot of intertwining and interconnection. And a lot of the things that she was saying, that she was speaking of through the astrology, okay, through what is written in the heavens and what is mapped out and showing and presenting itself now to us as wisdom and knowledge and frequency and spectrum to be received and understood and understood and transmuted and translated and relayed, okay, is all on point. It's all on point, especially this Scorpion and Venus right now, okay? That's that pink for me. Venus is not the red for me. She's the pink for me. And she's the hot pink, okay, for me. Not quite into the red just yet. But that is for me. That is my take on the romantic portion of it just yet. It's still sensual within the being. It has not become flesh. When it becomes full on red, that's the passion within the flesh. Okay, that's the full combination of everything. The blood's mixing and so forth and so on. Okay. But in the pink, it's different. It's the creative stage. It's the conceptual stages. So it's the newborn stages, the forming the embryo of it all. Okay, it's very still babyish right now, but it's solid, and it has the capacity to go full red. This again is the High Priestess card that is speaking to us, and I'm just seeing the pomegranate. So this fruit, what I'm taking to be pomegranate, on that, on this orangish tapestry behind her. So this is fruit too, beloveds, the fruit of the womb. There is so much coming out in this reading, beloveds. Let me get to it. The womb is unfolding. The womb is speaking. It's speaking very plainly, okay? And when I say womb, I mean cosmic womb. Reversed aspect of this card, or the polar opposite of this. Remember, we all experience things differently. This reading, these readings, this video, these two videos are about balance, finding your balance, imprinting that balance upon your spiritual consciousness, imprinting the way of balance upon your spiritual consciousness, okay? Knowing that you're always going to have the polarities, to be aware of the polarities and to use them in balance, to balance the polarities, to balance them with your crown chakra and your throat chakra, to use those two to draw from the most primordial, most ancient, okay, of consciousness, okay? The reverse side, an individual who is disliked or envied, revealing too much, superficial understanding, concealment, a lack of spirituality, a misuse of magic, misinterpretation of psychic visions, or ignoring one's intuition, denying one's spiritual nature. A flaw is revealed in something that was previously idolized. Misguided ideas and suspicion. Excuse me. I'm going to give these two polarities again because I need you to understand that you are the High Priestess sitting between these two pillars. Okay? These two pillars are the polarities from which you must find balance and give birth. And you do that through the feminine aspect of yourself, through your being receptive to conscious awareness as itself, as yourself. One with spiritual conscious awareness, and you being able to bring that, what you are able to give birth to, uniquely, divinely, through your essence, to bring about into the spiritual conscious awareness of not just yourself as an individual, but as to the spiritual collective that you are a part of, okay? That you incarnated here a part of, never separated from. And that you will put this out, okay, into the ethers. And those who are in your collective will receive it and will benefit from it. And you will, it's just like being in the womb, like Sense 8, that series Sense 8. You're all gleaning and sharing the information with each other because you're tied in such a way, spiritually connected. Okay? So, again, this is one polarity. We'll say this is the positive. Spiritual knowledge and psychic ability, the threshold of the path, the spiritual aspect of humanity, an intuitive and spiritually enlightened individual, the idea of an ideal lover, idolization, a submissive or feminine lover, spiritual seeking initiation, psychic ability or a psychic vision, spiritual wisdom, calm, exploration of mysticism, magic or other occult arts, feminism, secrecy, mystery, a story is slowly unfolding. Not all is being revealed. The reversed aspect of this, an individual or the polar opposite of this, okay? An individual who is disliked or envied, revealing too much, superficial understanding, concealment, a lack of spirituality, a misuse of magic, misinterpretation of psychic visions, or ignoring one's intuition, denying one's spiritual nature. A flaw is revealed in something that was previously idolized. Misguided ideas, suspicion. So those are the two polarities that you are going to be sitting between, that you are going to be transmuting energies from and through, okay? That you're going to be reaching the bottom from and bringing up to the top, and in a new conception, in a new manner, okay? For you to use and to be utilized by the all, by the collective. Magical uses. Useful in spells to heighten magical power, to increase ESP, from dream magic for charms to reveal the earthly garden. She is the spell that has worked. She results, the results that one magics has yielded. She is the pregnant mother that is soon to give birth, the loving mother that nurtures and comforts. She symbolizes not only fertility of body, but also fertility of mind and spirit. This is a time of growth and creativity, a time for desires that have thus far been only dreams to be made manifest in the physical world. It's very powerful for me, beloveds. Very powerful. This is a time of growth and creativity, a time for desires that have thus far been only dreams to be made manifest in the physical world. So this is only things that you have been allowing yourself to experience or to create or to see or to manifest you've been practicing in the physical world. Now you're getting ready to do this in the spiritual world. Okay? That's where the dream, that's where the real potential lies. Okay? That is where there are no limits and limitations. That is where you truly call back to yourself. And with that, You give birth. You create. You conceive. The Empress is self-assured, self-loving, comfortable in her body, and confident in enjoying her sexuality. Okay, moving right along. The Empress is self-assured, self-loving, comfortable in her body, and confident in enjoying her sexuality. Mama knows who she is. Okay? You can't tell her who she is not. She knows I am the Empress. No one can take that away from me. No one can take what I am capable of producing, of conceiving through wisdom and spirit. The harmony of connection. Baby. You talking about a card that says, "Hear me roar"? Lioness. Cosmic lioness. Okay? The Empress, I'm going to say it again. The Empress is self-assured, self-loving, comfortable in her body, comfortable in her own skin. She knows who she is. She knows she's a work in progress. She has no nostalgia over her past, present, or future. She don't have those kind of worries because she knows what she holds, and she don't reveal it all to nobody because it's not all revealed to her just yet. She knows that she is the mystery within the mystery. Confident in enjoying her sexuality. And see, that is key. What is your sexuality? What does that word mean to you? What does sexual energy, sexual essence, sexual actions, sexual reactions and responses, what is the whole of that? What is that to you? Do you know that? Do you have a knowing of that within your being, your beingness? Do you know what your sexuality is? When you engage with another being, are you aware of their sexuality? I don't mean having sex with them. I mean their sexuality. That's a vibration. That's a frequency in the spectrum. It's a presence. We are sexual beings. We are born sexual beings. Do you recognize that in another? Do you recognize that within yourself? Do you know that within yourself? Do you value that within yourself? Do you treat that as something sacred? Or are you just willy-nilly with it? Just a love child. And just sexuality is just sexuality. And we all have it and we all share it and we all blah, 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 blah. And when you do that, it has no sense of sacredness. When you hold your sexuality as something highly sacred, it's a whole different vibration. There's a whole different connection. There's a whole different level of conductivity. But you have to know that within yourself. You have to define what your sexuality is. And that doesn't mean what your sex is, what your gender is, or what position you like. It's not speaking on those things, beloveds. It's speaking on your level of intimacy, your level of trust, your level of being able to exchange and give, your level of being able to receive, your ability to feel. Materially, spiritually, physically, etherically, all of it. How mature are you in the knowing, in the wisdom of your own sexuality? Let's keep going. One must learn to recognize and accept their own beauty and awesome potential, and the Empress encourages you to do just that. Divinatory meanings: femininity, primal, and or passionate sexuality, the fertile creative aspect of the natural world, passion and romance, sexually open behavior, a particularly attractive or desirable person, an experienced lover, a flirt, comfort, care, and nurturing, a mother, motherhood, pregnancy, fertility of spirit, creativity, good health, growth, abundance, using sexuality to gain power, ideas and intentions born on the astral plane are made manifest in the physical reality, meaning you know who you are as the Empress. You know that you are this divine vessel. This resides within you. This is what you represent. Okay, this is the internal aspect. This is the outside. You are the cosmic force. You are the conduit. You are the instrument. You are the flute. You are the bowl and the stem through which spirit flows, emerges, reconnects with conscious awareness through the flesh, through the incarnated flesh, through the incarnated spirit. You are the key. That is what the divine feminine Empress wants you to know. You are also the masculine emperor. But the Empress card came through first. Okay, this is the number 2. I will put on my Facebook page what 2 means, representing riding the beast, from riding the beast. I'm sure there'll be many revelatory things there, beloveds. Let me keep going. A flirt, comfort, care, and nurturing, a mother, motherhood, pregnancy, fertility of spirit, creativity, good health, growth, abundance, using sexuality to gain power, ideas and intentions born on the astral plane are made manifest in the physical reality. Reversed: infertility, a miscarriage, indiscriminate sexual behavior, an individual who poses a threat to one's relationship, jealousy, a loss of beauty or youth, Menopause, the growth of a project is stunted, a fight with one's mother, anxieties about motherhood, a need to improve one's parenting skills, a need to be more understanding, supportive, and nurturing, a lull or pause in one's creative output, a creative block, feeling unsupported or neglected, passion and stamina are spent. Again, those are the polarities, beloveds, okay? Understand what is being given to you. Understand the cycles and seasons of fluctuating through these, between these two pillars, okay? Between the two, one is upright and one is reversed, okay? So whatever that means to you, down at the roots or up at the top, the celestial or the earthly, however you choose to recognize the energies of the polarities. Okay, and again, I would ask you to go and look up the Empress card, and especially to become familiar with the two pillars, because two is a very prominent number in this. And even though you're dealing with the divine feminine aspect as one of the two principles, essences, understanding what's here, okay? Why the feminine came up. Again, that's Revelations 12 too. That whole story that's there. Magical use. Good for fertility, charms, romance, magic, boosting femininity, inspiring attraction, improving mothering abilities, magnifying passion, increasing creativity, improving relations between mother and children, and for spells intended to bring increased growth or abundance. It can also be used in rituals to represent nature or the mother goddess. Reversed, it can be used to symbolize miscarriage or infertility. So that is from the Spellcaster's Handbook by Melanie Marquise. And these are some very beautiful cards, beloveds. Like I said, these are very beautiful cards. This one just came. Lovers, beloveds. The red and the blue, the lovers. Okay, mama, then we're going to end on this one, okay? The lovers, number 6. This is a major arcana too, beloveds. So, the Empress and the Lovers card, okay? 2 came forth. Description. Multiplying that X, the lines between the two, the rainbow, beloveds. The apple split in two, the cup and the dagger. The male and the female, the male in red and the female in blue. Standing on the ground is a willow, and then there's water. And this is a brilliant, radiant heart. Okay? And they're bound together. So that's the sacred marriage. That is the Hieros Gamos. Okay? That is the uniting of consciousness. That is the uniting of the sacred divine masculine and the sacred divine feminine. The lovers. Description. The quintessential expression of human love and affection. The lovers represent the need and desire to share the treasures of the heart with another, while the Hierophant represents the yoke of society, the ties that bind us with worldly ambition. The lovers symbolize attachments built from love, desire, and compassion felt between individuals. Pursuing fulfillment of this natural desire for love is but one choice that may be made, and if this path is chosen, one should be aware that it is often a route that can never be retraced. Your heart may be broken at each step of the journey, but it can also find healing and fulfillment in an instant. The Lovers reminds us that love is a choice we have every moment of every day. It is not so much a destination as an act of creation and a path from which there is often no turning back. Beloveds, that's that baby. Once you have that baby, there is no turning back. Okay? It's powerful. Powerful, powerful. Divinatory meaning of this card: a romance, true love, a desire for love, a relationship, the choice between the spiritual life and the domestic life, mutual attraction, an expression of affection, a passionate and deep-rooted connection, a favorable partnership, chemistry and capability and compatibility, a consuming and undeniable crush. That is one pillar of this card. That is one polarity. The other polarity is an unquieted love. A wrong choice in romantic matters is made. A breakup, lovers at odds, a rejection of the traditional domestic lifestyle, giving up on finding love, incompatibility. A relationship is not as meaningful or as satisfying as what one had hoped. A broken heart. Magical uses: excellent for love and romance magic, or in spells and charms, to boost the passions or to increase one's charm and attractiveness. Also, good for magic intended to end arguments and encourage compassion. Reversed, it can be used to represent quarrels, disharmony, and distance. For me, beloveds, it is always the polarities. Again, we have the number 2 in the male and female presenting itself. Also represented in the heart. Okay, the heart holding the 2 lines. I want you to see that. The 2 different juxtapositions the heart holds. A lot has been put behind and sacrificed and opened and found in order to step here in the middle. Okay? And to realize that the divine masculine brings the passion, the sexual passion, lust, the sexual heat, fire, from the aspect of the color red from the root. Okay? The divine feminine brings it from the throat chakra and the crown aspect, and that has to be united, and it is united by the aspect of the divine, the empress, who knows, okay, who knows, who is the master alchemist, who is doing this from the spirit into the flesh, okay, through the wisdom of creation and through receiving the divine Holy Spirit and giving birth to the divine Holy Spirit and conducting the divine Holy Spirit through the consciousness, through the liquid states that are that are fluid. Okay, and what is fluid is time. So anytime you get this connection to the fluidity, understand you're speaking of time travel. Okay, white light frequency is the fastest that you can go. Okay, where were those other two cards? Everything is connected, beloveds. These 5 cards, okay? These 5 cards. Everything is very, 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 very connected together in this reading. And this is about the images that you allow to be imprinted upon your consciousness at this time. The wisdom that you are holding, that you are conducting, that you are transmuting. The words, the ways, the archetypes, the symbols, the synergy, and understanding why it is coming through the sexuality, okay? And to understand what you're seeing in regards to the balance